Much of President Biden's work week was covered by the conclusion of his first foreign trip, which wrapped up the G7, a meeting with NATO, and a summit with Russian dictator Vladimir Putin. So how did the new president perform on the world stage, and what was actually accomplished? Let's ask Lieutenant Colonel James Carafano. He is the director of the Allison Center for Foreign Policy Studies and vice president of the Davis Institute for International Studies at the Heritage Foundation. And Andrei Illarionov, he is the former chief economic advisor to the Russian President Vladimir Putin, but has since defected. Gentlemen, thank you for being with us.
Good to be with you.
James, at the G7, Biden's global infrastructure package to counter China's Belt and Road is being touted by the White House as a significant accomplishment. But given Europe's vacillation on how aggressive it really wants to be against China, is this really window dressing, or do you think that this can accomplish something?
Well, leadership is action and words, and actions really matter a lot more in an era of great power competition. So the United States talks the talk, but even simple things like the 3 Cs initiative, which was a cooperative partnership of Central European countries to push back on China investment in infrastructure in the region. And even though the United States says, well, even though it's a Trump thing, we're still committed to that, they actually haven't committed any actual money to that. And the DFC, the corporation that's actually in charge, is looking for ways not to do this. So the lofty rhetoric isn't really matched with serious commitments on dealing with Russia, China, or Iran, for that matter.
So to your point, Andre, this meeting with Putin, as I mentioned on the program last week, was sort of light on objectives and strategy. When asked by a reporter about his feelings on Putin, whom the president had called a killer not long ago, this was the president's reaction.
Well, look, I mean, he has made clear that
James, let me get your thoughts on the very awkward response, sort of, laughing it off and not really knowing what to say or how to respond that we heard from President Biden when he was asked specifically about what he thinks of Vladimir Putin.
Well, this is an exact replay, and the reason why the president had an awkward moment here is I'm not really sure he is running the policy here. This is an exact replay of foreign policy in the Obama administration. I suppose not surprising, because the same Obama people are back running the policy again. And it doesn't seem that the president's almost like a bystander in this. So the formula was a bunch of sweeteners up front and then declaring that we're willing to reset and then waiting for that to fail and then having to deal with the Russians. Biden's done exactly the same thing. He pulled back on the tough talk about Russia's the big problem, Putin's a killer, and instead we green-lighted the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, right, which undermines European energy security, benefits the Russians, and then we say, okay, now we'll wait and see if Putin behaves. This is another Russian reset, and it's going to end like the other one because we have the same Putin.
And James, I just want to get your quick comment on this. There is a report out yesterday that the Pentagon will be pulling out anti-missile battery systems from several countries in the Middle East. The administration says that it's doing it as part of a refocus or retooling of its assets to focus on China. But shouldn't we be able to do both of these things at the same time? Just real quick.
Yeah. I think it's a nonsense argument, undermining the stability of the Middle East. And then where are they going to put those missile batteries where they're going to threaten the Chinese? It really doesn't pass the smell test, to be honest.
All right, Colonel James Carafano and Andrei Illarionov, thank you so much for being with us and breaking this down.
Thank you.
Thank you.